Today is January 11th, Monday, 2021, and today was my televisit for my recovery therapy, if you will, after the removal of a breast cancer lump that I had in my right breast in November, actually the day before Thanksgiving, November 25th. There is a part of me that is so tired of repeating that, but I do encourage folks, and I don't do it often in all the videos that I have posted thus far. Please get your yearly mammogram exam. I was told it was very small, and if I were doing a self breast exam, I more than likely would not have felt it. It's very small. It was removed. And I believe 2.5 weeks later, because it wasn't a full month, there was a re-entry at the where the first incision was made to remove some material that was surrounding the cancerous lump. Mini lump is what I'll call it, to just ensure that there wasn't any more cancer in the surrounding tissue that was taken. Thank goodness there wasn't. Hearing about cancer, anyone and people have passed on, God bless them, and people are living with and still trying to get through this. Hearing it it shocks you. It rocks your core, whatever you consider your core to be. However, it's done. It's gone. I would have thought that that would have been the hardest part. I feel like the hardest part is the aftercare, the recovery, the radiation therapy. It isn't quote unquote considered chemo, but it's still radiation. There's nothing normal about cancer being in our bodies. I just said this on the televisit in tears. I was crying, and I hope I don't do it again during this video. Cancer being in someone's body is not normal, but it has happened. It has gone on. As long as anyone can remember cancer being around, it's not normal. So you try to figure out all kinds of ways that you can keep yourself in quote unquote excellent health. In this sense, for me, and it's probably for others, but for me, there was a growth protein in our systems called HER2, and mine was feeding that cancer. And this is what they want to ensure does not come back the way that it did. So it has to be decreased. And I'm just wondering, like I said, I don't take it for granted that I'm here and that other people have experienced worse. I can only respond to where I am and what I'm experiencing. I just burst into tears because I thought I was being given a choice after being told, oh, geez, hold on. So I stopped because I had a phone call and it was from the doctor's office again. And I believe I left off with removing the cancer seemed easier, even after the initial surprise that it's resting somewhere in your body. You kind of walk around in a daze, but you know you have to do it. That was the easiest part. It's the recovery part that's scaring the shit out of me. Excuse my French. Cancer is not normal, but radiation going into your body is not either. But I understand it. And I'm going to do it for pretty much, it seems like a 3-week period. A little every day. I believe I might start tomorrow. If I do, I will mention it. I'll mention it afterwards. So I'll just do a video about the experience. But again, get your mammograms, your yearly mammograms. And whatever you consider excellent health care, as I said in the video the day before, go for it, attack it. like I said, this wasn't something that has to do with eating in a certain way or whatever. Although that's still a goal, something we can control. How you eat, what you eat, how much you stay hydrated, how often you work out, the kind of workout you do, whether it's to lose fat, build muscle, become more flexible, whatever it is. You have control over that. You can pick and choose 5 minutes to 55 minutes, 3 days a week or whatever. You control that. You still do your part. You still do your work to get better every day. No, the radiation won't last forever. However, I think the part that I got so upset about was I felt I was given a choice by being told the two different things I could do for the there's another part of the recovery. Different doctors on the radiation tip. The other one is an oncologist who suggested an oral medication and an oral medication and an injection every 3 weeks for an entire year. And the possibilities. You always have to be told the possibilities of side effect, whether it's allergic reaction, nausea. This one had to do with my heart. I've always had a pretty healthy heart, and I like to continue to go mentally with the fact that I still do have one, but the fact that it could affect the strength of how the heart pumps, that shit nobody wants to fucking hear. Excuse me. I'm so upset. And I had a televisit, which was already an hour late. It was scary to me to hear. And the doctor was as sensitive as he could be, but it's still frustrating because I felt like I didn't have a choice. I could have sworn I was being told those things to make a choice. And I thought I had. So I reluctantly, whatever you can consider reluctantly, I'm going along with having the injection every 3 weeks for an entire year, which also means I have to have another surgery. It's an outpatient surgery. All of the ones that I had that I had mentioned before were, and then this one will be also. So on the left side, I will have a small incision here for a quote unquote chemo port, although I'm not receiving chemotherapy, which scares the hell out of me. God bless those folks who have had to do it. That chemo port is put there to enable any worker around who is supposed to administer the injection to continue to put it in the same spot so that they do not aggravate any veins in my arms. And I heard it. I heard everything. I was listening. I listened to everything. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, God. Now I understand, although I know people are saying it for more harsh, for more of the harsh effects, including death, fuck, cancer. I'm so angry now, and I'm angrier now than I wasn't even angry when I first heard it. Like I said, I was walking around in shock, but I'm pissed. All the stuff you have to do to ensure that it doesn't return. And my progress would have to be the things I can control to stay healthy, to do a lot, to take a lot of the supplements I said, in addition to the oral medication I have to take, that I said I was going to take, because I have to keep myself healthy. Those drugs and the injection are to make sure that the growth protein HER2 stays low so it doesn't feed anything. I have to do things to make sure my body stays healthy. I can only imagine what I will feel like and what the other effects of taking stuff to kill a cancer, or to keep it from growing again, what other effects does that have? Um, and I'm not quite sure the doctor understood what I meant. I want my quality of life. I've taken advantage of a lot, and I've taken advantage of a lot in this sense. Not being ungrateful or anything, but I have to forgive myself for not necessarily living my life to the fullest and feeling that as I get older, I've wasted a lot of time with sometimes with certain people. No disrespect, but hey, let's be honest, certain people staying in some of the same places and doing a lot of the same things. When I am doing those affirmations, the ones that I've posted, they're not just for the people who watch. They're for me too, and I do say that. But I can just imagine someone feeling the way I've felt, who on occasion may do some of the things that I have done or not. You haven't done. You haven't lived, as some people say, your best life. You kind of coast and or you live as best I can in this moment. And I want more than that. And I just feel like either this is going to push me more in that direction in a positive way, which is why I always list that if they're positive affirmations we're speaking, it's necessary. Because anything can be an affirmation, but sometimes you can be talking yourself down, and sometimes you can stay level, just staying in the middle. And sometimes that's good, and sometimes you really don't know what you're capable of if you keep staying base level. And I don't mean to say it in that way, but I'm pissed off about it. I don't like it. I don't like it from me. Habits here. But this pisses me off. Like, there's some things you could do, should do, want to do, and this is not going to sidetrack me. Cancer is not, or the recovery part of it. It's wondering how much it takes away as it's giving back, and I think that part of that has to do with what I do, with how I fill me in, and yeah. I'm actually grateful for being able to do this today because I felt so trapped when I was hearing the information. I don't quite know how to explain that or describe it other than the things I've already said prior to saying that. Yeah, I am very capable of wrapping my head around the positive in this and what I can do, what I am in control of, and not feel like life is happening on me. I'm capable of doing that. Just have to always get myself to a place where I can talk it out. And most often, I don't use this platform. But being that I was afraid at first and I did 31 videos for the month of December, I kind of don't know how right now not to be on here. And I think it's just a mission for me now to do it as often as I can. Like, for instance, we're in the beginning of January. I don't know by the end of January what I'm going to do, but I'm going to continue because regardless of whether people watch or not, it could possibly happen where I do 100 videos and I'd be a lot more confident than I was on day one. But sometimes I don't always know what I'm going to talk about, and there's a little anxiety about that, and anxiousness, I should say. I don't want to use that term irresponsibly. There's an anxiousness about it, but today I needed to because I don't think writing it was going to help me right now, and I don't think walking outside, even though I can use that walk and talk method for myself, that helps. Wasn't going to do it, and I was sitting right in front of the laptop as is, so I'm grateful to have done it. I feel a lot more calm and centered, to be honest. Yeah, I'm gonna write out my schedule for tomorrow. I need to shut this video down for now. Whoever listened, thank you. I did get my first comment yesterday, and I'm going to respond to that. But I just want to thank the person, because sometimes you do feel like you're just talking and you don't know who's listening. And then there are times when you're doing it and you know you have an audience, but I just don't know sometimes. But I really appreciated it. So if this helped anybody, I hope it did. And thanks for listening. And if this is too low, I apologize. I don't want to shock or shake anyone else in here. Still trying to come down emotionally. And yeah, this thought of going under again. I never in my life had surgeries. Now I'm going to have my third. Oh, excuse me. That wasn't a belch. That wasn't nasty. I was just choking up on my words. I have to have my third one. I'm really got a lot of stuff to go through mentally in terms of I'm going to handle it, everything as I get to it. So I'm going to shut the video down, and thank you for watching, and have a good evening.